My grandfather was born in 1899, fought in World War I, which I think makes him the second greatest generation. But when he was 67 years old, he didn't see very well, but he loved to drive. And he had a brand new red Ford Galaxy, which is not like a Oldsmobile or a Caddy. But for him it was really good. He worked at Kodak. But he retired, but he couldn't see very well. So I had to be his eyes for him on the road. And he had particular problem seeing the traffic lights. So I would have to tell him when the traffic lights went from red to green. Evidently he could tell when they turned red, he just couldn't tell when they turned green. So it was my job to always tell him when they turned green. And this is a really boring job. And the bad thing about being in the front seat, he had a girlfriend. This is after his wife had died, my grandmother, Adelaide. And the girlfriend's name was Peggy. And the weird thing with Peggy is that she only had a left leg. She had... It's the worst thing when they have a stump and a half leg is it's the right leg, because you're right next to it. I don't know if you've ever been 9, but a few things weird out a 9-year-old than sitting next to a 1.5 leg woman. And you just can't help but look at the knee. Well, my job was to make sure that I looked at the light. But I started to realize after doing this for a couple of months that the lights, you could see the other lights would go, they would go green, and then they would go yellow, and then they go red here on your side. So, and then they would flip back from red to green, and you could go. So I used to cheat, because I'd be looking at where Peggy's knee was. Only I hit one traffic light. If you're in Rochester, New York, the traffic light on South Clinton Street, and I think it's Meg Street, is the cross street. It doesn't go green, yellow, and then the red light that you're facing turns. It goes, both of them are red. And I made that mistake. And my grandfather, his next car was a Ford green LTD. But fortunately, my younger brother had to sit in the front seat and I was in the back. So that was the one benefit, that I didn't have to sit next to Peggy and her 1.5 legs.